Folks, welcome to yet another 100 before 40 race update, race review. In this video, folks, we're going to talk about the Aquelle Joburg North City Marathon. In case you're wondering why I had to emphasize the Aquelle, we are paying the bills, folks. They were the main sponsors, so it was not just the Joburg North City Marathon, it was the Aquelle Johannesburg North City Marathon. All right, folks, top of the morning. It's me, your guy, Mr. 100 before 40. Today, folks, we are at the Johannesburg City Marathon. Today, number 87 of 100 before 40. I took a break from the Three Amigos. So I last ran 2 weeks ago. Yeah, skipped last weekend. And the weather today is kind of good. It's overcast and all that. I don't know if it will rain. If it does, it does. We'll deal with it. But for now, it's good. And the plan, as usual, is to go slowly, park run by park run. So 5K at a time until we finish. Then everything else, we just have to see how it goes. Just a bit of some info, folks. So this is a local race for me in the sense that there's not traveling out of town. This was just a quick 25-minute drive from home to the race start. And finding parking was not difficult. That is because I came thinking it's a 5:30 start when it was actually 6 o'clock start. So yeah, I had to wait a bit in the car and then make my way to the start later. And you probably think, folks, this is a very big field from what you can see. But the thing is, this is a 42K and 21K start. So when we get to the splits, we'll see how many people are doing the 42K, because the half marathon would have branched off or fallen off. Okay. So folks, you will remember I mentioned that the field had 42 and 21, and we would see how big the 42 is when we split. This is where we split. On the right is the 21. Those that do it half-hearted, they're doing half marathon instead of the full. I'm kidding. Uh, and then the 42 starts here, where, and it's not a good start. We started the hill as well, but it is what it is, folks. We have to keep going. At that stage, as I was busy playing around, I saw a familiar face. I met a good friend, Nozuko Mfenyana, and we actually ran from that point to the finish together because we just had a lot to catch on. In fact, I think the 42 kilometers flew by quickly. It was just kind of short because we had all stories to talk about. We talked about all the other races that we would love to do, the ones that we've done, the reviews we've given, whether we withheld something or we could have said more, and all those things. And that was quite a good feeling because half the time it was, how's it? Enjoy, because someone is trying to qualify for 2 Oceans, they're trying to qualify for Comrades, they're trying to, I don't know what else people qualify for. On this day, I was not chasing any qualifying time. Nozuko was not chasing any qualifying time. In fact, it was a training run for her, so there was no pressure. We just kept going slowly, easy. You know, that shuffle, get to the hills, and the hills were not in short supply. As I said earlier, Graham just knows how to dish out them hills. So yeah, we did the shuffle and all that and kept going. That's what it was all about, just keep moving forward. And we are still at the Joburg North City Marathon. They put the Aquelle at the beginning because they are the sponsors. So it's the Aquelle Joburg North City Marathon. We have just crossed 22 kilometers, but we missed 21 because I met a good friend. Okay, well, we need to balance the height. We're trying. I met a good friend and we had a nice chat, and yeah, everything else fell away. But let's hear what she thinks about the race so far. Nozu.
Hi, folks. This is a wonderful race. I love Run Zone because the race always tests you. For me, this is about preparation for the 2 Oceans Marathon. The hills are hectic, but yes, we're flattening them. And I'm glad to be with Farai in this. See you.
Yes.
Woo-hoo.
There we go, folks. By the time we got to the 30s, must have been 33 or 34, yeah, the body was starting to take a toll. You could tell that, yeah, look, the energy or the excitement is slowly going down, and those hills kept coming. So we just had to negotiate them, and I must say we negotiated them very well, probably because we were talking all the time. We had these exciting stories, as I said to you earlier. But there was one that we were both looking forward to. I think Nozuko had checked the route profile. I had not. So she knew that there was going to be some long hill coming. And in my mind, because I have a fair idea of the how you get from North Cliff to the other side to where the race was finishing or ending, I thought we would take the other route just past Cresta Mall and then you go up. I can't remember what that road is called. It's a long stretch of climbing, so I thought that's the route we were going to take. But I was pleasantly surprised when I realized that no, we were not going to take that side. It was like a different route, a different side. Even though there were hills, they were slightly shorter, so you could catch a breather. And yeah, that's exactly what we did. We battled with some of them, but I think for the most part, we can be proud. We can stand tall and say we conquered those hills. Then what happened as we climbing, we convinced that this is the last hill, and this was probably just before 40 or just after 41. I can't recall very well, But all I remember is that there was a 3 there, and that 3 must have been meant for the 5 kilometer runners and all that. But that sort of messed up your thinking. You're like, okay, what is this about? Is this like 3 to go, or is it they've done 3? So it kind of messed up a bit, like, okay, well, I thought we were now finishing, but then there's this 3. You know, when you're tired and fatigued and all those things, these small things can easily distract the mind. But as soon as we got to the top of that small hill, most of it was down, but I must say it was still climbing, if you know what I mean. Like, yes, it's not as steep as the previous hill, so it feels like it's a downhill, but it was not. It was still climbing. I think the final like kilometer was the downhill, which was like, it came thick and fast, if I may call it. And then there was sort of a mess up because the 42 marker was, I think, 700 meters away from the finish. So when I was like, okay, 42, and I'm thinking we'll just turn into the park, and then that would be that. But no, it was not to be. I think we must have run a good 700 meters after that 42. I'm not saying the distance was long. I'm just saying in the mind, it all plays in the mind, because once you hit 42, you expect 200 meters, and 200 meters is a distance that you can actually see that there. But there we ran for slightly longer, and as I'm saying, I'm not complaining. I'm not saying that the course was long. In fact, that sort of that created some confusion, in the sense that as we turned into the park or in the stadium, there was a timing match there. As soon as we crossed that, we were convinced that we're good, we're done. Then the guys had to say, no, keep going. You have to come around the bend. And around that bend, folks, it was a beautiful sight. I think kudos to Run Zone, just the decorations there. It gave it a vibe, it gave it some life. And the thing didn't just say finish or finished or the end. No, it actually said, you did it. So it focused on you. It wasn't just focusing on the race course, or the race course is finished, or this is where it finishes. No, it said you did it. And that gave a positive vibe to me, I must say. I was like, okay, look, this is another way of doing these things, rather than just the monotonous finish, the end. So, for the part that some of you or most of you may have been waiting for, my actual review of the race, how did I find it? Will I go back there? Do I encourage you to go there? I think by now you would have noticed, folks, I really enjoyed it. I think it was a well-organized race as usual. I would give it a 10 out of 10, but barring that 42 thing, which I'm not so sure about, whether the 42 was in the right place, I'll give it a 9.9 because of that. If I'm the one who's wrong, well, forgive me, folks. Other than that, everything else was brilliant. Water was just in oversupply, cool drink and fruits, bananas and those sorts of things, they were in oversupply. And I ran in the back this time around, or at the back this time around. I wouldn't say, unless if some people who came after us suffered, I didn't have that problem. Will I go back there? Well, it's a no-brainer. It's just in my backyard. There's not a lot of traveling. Parking was not an issue, so I would definitely go back there. In fact, I give it 2 fat thumbs up, because it was well organized, and we must give kudos where someone has done something brilliant. And the following day, folks, I saw on Facebook there was a gentleman who complimented the race organizer, saying he walks his dog every morning, and when he walked his dog there, it was super clean, that you would not believe that there had been a race the previous day. So kudos to the organizers. And I remember Candice Luba and her team also posted on Facebook showing how the cleaning up was done and the recycling that was done. That's also a fat thumbs up from me. So well done, folks. If you have not done this race, or you've done it before and you're not so sure whether you should go there, I would definitely recommend it, folks. It's something to look forward to. It's well organized, it's exciting, big field, chance to meet a lot of people, and a chance to get proper hill training if you're going to go to the Comrades and the Two Oceans Marathon. So that's something that you could benefit from, or something that you could look forward to if you are used to just eating hills for breakfast, or used to just running hills unprovoked. If you enjoyed this video, folks, please give me a fat thumbs up, and if you have not done so already, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, so that you get notifications when we post something new on these 100 before 40 race reviews, race updates.